Yeah, well, we are here at one of our new development that is ongoing. This is Reconnaissance. Reconnaissance is one of our biggest housing schemes. In fact, we have over 1,700 allocations that were done for this area. And believe it or not, we have maxed out our allocation here. The reason why I'm visiting, however, is that this is one of our few rollover existing scheme that we're conducting infrastructure work. We've had some challenges and delays because of where it is located, and that is in terms of access. So first we had the Annandale area that was, we completed the first phase infrastructure, but then we had to put an access bridge, and now to access this area, we're coming through Annandale. So we had some delay in that regard, but the contractors are all here. You see they're working, and we have various stages of completion now, new completion dates. Because as I said, we have allocated this area, so there are anxious persons who want to, first of all, know where their land is physically, to see it, and secondly, to be able to access and start building for themselves. We are, in terms of overall infrastructure though, the road networking, we're about 3/4 complete in terms of the scheme. In terms of the other portion is that we want to, by the end of February, to start showing persons their location. There are 2 blocks. This area was allotted in there are 7 lots when we tendered out. It's about $2.5 billion investments you're seeing here. So you can understand the investment that is happening at the back here. In fact, of that $2.5 billion, we have spent about $800 million in work, and this is assessed work. And so we want by the end of February to start showing 2 of those lots, and the contractors will be complete in that regard. And then the others between March and April to start showing the remaining set. I will further re-engage those contractors for work with a purview of seeing how they can double up in terms of for them to complete their work. Their delay is not as a result of them not completing in time, but as I said, simply because of accessibility. So while the front portion of the Reconnaissance area could have been accessed, those contractors that were awarded on the other end could not. They had to wait on those persons to finish in front so that they can commence their work. And so that is where we are in this regard. I know, and the reason why I came out here today too is because you're in the media. I'm sure a lot of persons, you would see a lot of persons asking questions. When will they access the area? We've been receiving through our ministry as well as through our media department at the Central Housing and Planning Authority. They have been receiving a lot of queries about it. So I want to come out here to see what's happening firsthand and to give an assurance to those persons who are awaiting their land. The issue about accessibility for when we have an allocation that is done, you will know the model that we have now is that when the allocation exercise is done this year, or let's say those that were done in 2022, the infrastructure work is done in the following year. So for example, in another week, we'll have the completion of the process for the approval for the budget estimates for 2023. The work that is to be done in the infrastructure for new areas for where we have allocated last year will commence immediately. Why do I say immediately? Because we have already tendered for those works. We have already reached a stage where they are doing the evaluation. And I guess within a week or 2, they'll be going through the process of approval through National Tender Board. And then, of course, no objection from Cabinet. And we'll sign contracts immediately. And I made that point, I think on Thursday in my speech, to say that I'm happy that we're having the budget early too, because what it does, it allows us to quickly move on implementing our projects. We have a lot of projects in the Ministry and Central Housing and Planning Authority for new areas. And so you recognize that the $50 billion that has been injected for the sector, for the housing sector, this is just an initial 2. And as we move along late in the year, we'll reassess and move quickly. The weather was not too kind to us last year, especially in the latter part of last year. I've seen reports on the Meteorological Office that we should be getting better weather that much more accommodating for this type of construction. There are some types of construction that can proceed in the rain, but when you have land that to be cleared and the soggy atmosphere, etc., to do this. It would pose some hindrance. So, but the contractors are committed to doubling up in terms of getting the work complete. As I've just reinforced to one of them, is that there are a lot of work available in the construction sector, in government sector, whether it's Ministry of Housing or Water, whether it's Ministry of Public Works, whether it's Ministry of Local Government or Regional Development. There are lots of infrastructure work for road, drainage, and you name it. Well, of course, I didn't get it even to buildings. And so contractors out there, they will have a lot of work on their hand too. This will form part of when we're assessing to be awarded in 2023, the outstanding work that they have. So this is my call to them who are listening, is that please, you know, if you're interested in getting more work, then you have to hurry up and or complete your existing work too. And we'll be moving to implement and monitor the timelines for these completion, because as you know, this has been one of the complaints too about timelines for completion, and certainly we want to put pressure on these contractors to ensure that they have met their standard too. All right.